recent release of A Bad Mom's Christmas now out, I figured it would only make sense for me to finally review the original Bad Moms. And what Bad Moms is essentially about is we focus on this mom, Amy, played by Mila Kunis, and she essentially is your everyday mother. She's very stressed out. She has 2 kids. She found out that her husband is recently cheating on her, so suffice to say, she's going through a significant amount of stress, and when she meets these other 2 women, Kiki and Kathryn Hahn's character, can't really remember her name right now, but she meets the two of them. They come up with the opportunity that, because of the fact that they're constantly overstressed and doing everything that they should, possibly become bad moms. So, bad moms in general, to be honest with you, I didn't really know what to make of this movie. As you guys know, it took me a long time to finally review this, and that's mainly because last year I just wasn't interested, and when I had the opportunity to watch it, it had been so many months, I'm just like, there are just other movies that I really wanted to see, but because of the fact that Bad Moms Christmas is coming out, I know I don't have to watch Bad Moms, but I figured that I want to have some knowledge of these characters, and I just wouldn't feel right reviewing a Bad Moms Christmas unless I saw Bad Moms. And after watching Bad Moms, what did I think of it? To be honest with you, I didn't hate this movie. I really didn't. I actually somewhat thought Bad Moms was okay. It's not a great movie. It's not even really that good of a movie, but it is a lot better than I expected it to be, and that's mainly because of the cast, which we're going to get into right now. And like I said, they really are the thing that makes this movie. We have a lot of really good actresses in here who are surprisingly very dedicated in their roles. Let's first talk about Mila Kunis as Amy. This, in my opinion, is one of her better performances. Mila Kunis doesn't always pick the best films, but she gave a really good performance here. You can tell that she's having a lot of fun in this role. Amy Mitchell is pretty standard. I mean, you've seen this character before. Like I said, she's the mom who's constantly having to cater to her children, and she's really sick of it. There are all these rules that she's just really annoyed by. She just kind of wants to have her own life, and I thought Mila Kunis did a really good job, though. You care about her character, and again, that's mainly because of how much care Kunis puts into this role, and I thought she honestly did a really good job with that. I really did like her character here, and for me, I did think that she carried the film quite nicely. And then Kathryn Hahn in this film, I honestly really loved as a character of Carla. I thought for me, she was the scene stealer. She's always talking about sexual things, and she really is the stereotypical bad mom. In fact, she's the one who gives Amy and Kiki the idea, because she really isn't the greatest mom. She's always talking about, like I said, having sex with people and all these other vile things that moms shouldn't do, and a lesser actress would have come across as really just cringy and out of place, but Hahn does a really good job of actually making it work for the character, and I honestly really liked her in this film. I thought she was a lot of fun to watch, and pretty much any scene with her had me dying of laughter, and I thought she did a really great job here. Now, Kristen Bell in this film, out of the 3, she is the one that has the least amount of development, but she still is really great here. She's got one really well done scene towards the end of this movie, and I still really did enjoy her character, and the chemistry between these 3 is really what makes this film so good. These 3 work fantastically together. They really do bounce off each other quite nicely. They each kind of brings a different style of comedy to their roles, and that's something I definitely will give this film, is that their chemistry in this film was absolutely spot on here. Now, the rest of the cast here, they're fine, honestly. They're suitable in the roles. Christina Applegate does an okay job with her character. The character she's playing, we'll get into a little bit later, but she did an okay job. Jada Pinkett Smith really doesn't have much of anything to do in this film, but for what she has, I thought she was okay. Hernandez plays Mila Kunis' love interest, Jesse, and I thought he honestly was pretty good. I thought the two had decent chemistry, nothing great, but the one performance that I really did not like in this film was Annie Mumolo as Vicky. She's in this other group of girls, and she's supposed to be like the dumb one, and she's just so bad in this role. It seems like she's delivering the lines. Her line delivery is very wooden. It didn't seem like she was really having fun in this role, and it just kind of made me question what the point of her character really was. I just really was not a fan of her. I thought Mila Kunis' daughter, Una Lawrence, I thought she was actually really good in here. Really, the most of the cast here is a lot better than the movie has any business being, and I thought that's definitely something that really impressed me here. So now let's get to the directing and the writing because, look, yes, there are things that I really do like about this film. This isn't an all remarkable film. The directing here I thought was solid. It has a nice, consistent tone. It's a comedy. It's not trying to be anything else. It's just trying to be a fun movie, and I thought the tone did work for the most part. Most of the jokes, I surprisingly laughed at quite a few of the jokes, a lot more than I was expecting to. The film does have some very forced dramatic moments. I definitely will say that. You can tell exactly where it's going to go with the dramatic moments, but I did think that the tone is definitely better than I've seen in other comedy films of this kind. The writing, on the other hand, yeah, the writing really isn't the strongest here. Now, let me just say, the main plot in this film, I actually do like. The idea that these three moms, they're sick of what they're doing, they're sick of having to tend to their children, and they just want to be bad moms. That plot is fine, and I think they honestly handle it pretty well. The fact, what Mila Kunis especially, she goes through a pretty good transformation. I definitely did like that. My biggest problem with this film is the subplot that really takes up way too much screen time than it should. The subplot of this film involves Christina Applegate. She's the head of the PTA, and she's got all these ridiculous rules about nutrition, and Mila Kunis just isn't on board for any of it, and she really wants to turn things around, and I just did not care about the subplot, and it's mainly because Kristen Bell, Mila Kunis, and Kathryn Hahn, because they're so good, Christina Applegate's trio just doesn't hold up in comparison, and especially because of the fact that they're not really well developed at all. Jada Pinkett Smith is not a character in this movie. She's just a stand-in. She's a stand-in to just be with Christina Applegate, and that's really... And then the other girl, like I said, Amy Mamula as Vicky is just kind of insufferable. She really has nothing to do here. It only really seemed like they were here because they needed to be, because there were three in Mila Kunis's group, so Christina Applegate needed two people as well, and it just really didn't work. And Christina Applegate's character just isn't really likable. There's really not much to her, and she's not a character that you love to hate. You honestly just really hate her. You really do. She seems to just be really unnecessarily mean, and they don't dive deep enough into her character until it's way too late into the film, and I just did not care about that subplot. If the whole film was structured like that subplot, I would have absolutely hated this film, because those scenes are really bad. They really are. But like I said, the scenes with the three together are honestly really well done. A lot better than I expected them to be. And that's something that I definitely will give this film. It's a lot better. It has a lot better acting than I expected it to. And I will admit there were some scenes that actually did make me laugh pretty hard. Any scene that the three had together, particularly one montage, really sticks out in my mind. I thought there definitely were some really fun scenes in this film. I definitely was entertained for the most part. So again, that's something that I did enjoy. And I did surprisingly get into Mila Kunis and her home life as well. I got in the relation with her kids. I thought they did a pretty good job with that. But like I said, I did feel that the other two were honestly not as well developed. Kristen Bell has a really good scene towards the end of this movie that I actually really did like. But other than that, I didn't really feel like they focused on her enough. As well as Kathryn Hahn. They didn't really focus on what the problems were in their marriage. What the problems were with them as moms. They didn't really focus on that as much. And maybe they will in the sequel, which I heard they really don't. But just in general, I didn't really feel like they focused on it enough. And it is very Mila Kunis heavy. Not a problem, because I did like her character, but I just felt like they should have fleshed out the other characters just as much, and they really didn't here. The cinematography's fine. It's serviceable. There's really not much to say with it. The soundtrack, I honestly really did love. I thought they honestly picked some really good songs for this movie. The movie itself, though, I will admit, it is a little too long. They could have easily made this maybe like 10 to 20 minutes shorter. I do think there are some scenes that go on way too long, especially scenes, like I said, involving the PTA. They just go on and on. It feels like they're not going to end. There's one subplot, like I said, involving Mila Kunis and her ex-husband, and I didn't really care about that either. So, really, Bad Moms is a mixed bag. There are things that I definitely did enjoy, the three performances. Her daughter, them trying to be bad moms, that stuff's really good. But the bad really does stick out here, I have to say. The stuff that I really didn't like really does hold this film back from being anything noteworthy. It's not a film I'm going to remember per se, but it is a film that did stick out to me as, hey, that was a lot better than I expected it to. but that doesn't mean that it's a good movie. That doesn't mean that this is a film that I want to watch again, because I honestly can't really see myself, maybe I'll watch scenes from this again, but I can't really see myself watching the whole thing again anytime soon. For me, it was just okay, but okay, I'll take it, because I didn't really think this movie was going to be good at all, and it really was just okay, and I'm completely fine with that, honestly. The film does make attempts to flesh out Christina Applegate's character towards the end, but it just kind of comes across as a little bit too late. The ending as well, it's one of those movies that has like multiple endings, and it doesn't feel like it knows when to end, and when it ended, it was fine. It just felt like it took a really long time for it to end, but overall, guys, I thought Bad Moms, like I said, was mildly entertaining, was a lot better than I expected to be. It's nothing that remarkable, it's nothing that amazing, it's nothing that funny either, it's not even that good of a film, but it definitely is better than I expected, and because of that, I am going to give Bad Moms a C+. So over, guys, the review of Bad Moms. Let me know what you guys thought of this movie overall. Love your thoughts on it. Like I said, a lot better than I expected to be. Doesn't mean it was a good movie. I didn't expect much, and I got a little bit more than I was kind of expecting, but I will review Bad Moms Christmas, I think, tomorrow. That's probably when I'm going to review the second one. Not really looking forward to it at all. We'll have to see the way that one turns out. Don't really know why they made a sequel. I get it, this one was moderately successful, but whatever. That's in my review. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys in my next video, and we'll see you guys for that. Okay, bye.